Max Payne. This is another one of those contenders for it's not it's I wouldn't say it's on the par of Mafia, but I wouldn't say it competes with Mafia that much, but it does. It's pretty close. This one, um, again for the PC was much better than for the consoles. Graphics were so much better. The Obviously the story is the same and whatnot, but you guys already know that Max Payne 3 is coming out for the PS3, and the PS2 Max Payne 2 came out already, a while back. But out of the series so far, Max Payne I enjoyed the most, hands down, compared to Max Payne 2. The reason being, um, the story, and I feel the story for Max Payne 1 was a lot more gruesome. The soundtrack, of Max Payne in general, the Max Payne series, is just so enriching. It's like it really takes you and makes you dive into the story, and gives you that vision of, oh, this is a mystery. This is a it's like almost like a graphic novel, and that's the way that the this cutscenes were. They would give it to you as if it's like a graphic novel or like a book, and it's told by like a really good. It's kind of almost like a really good narrator. The story of the game is amazing. The gameplay was amazing. It's the first game to come out with slow motion effects, kind of taking that from the Matrix, but it's the first actually implemented in video games and put it in your hands. Really, really enjoyable game. Love this game a lot. Mech Commander. This game is one of those strategy games. I didn't think it was when I first bought it. Another one of those games that you have to click in a certain area, and then the Mech Commander would go, and you can have him attack other mech troops, enemy mech troops, and it's basically like a war strategy game, but with futuristic mech warriors. Speaking of Mech Warrior 2, this is a first person Mech Warrior game. You're playing as a mech in first person mode. I didn't actually get to play it because of the fact that it's for IBM, but knowing of the series, I was kind of missing the fact that I didn't get to play it. NBA Live 99, it's just an NBA game, one of the live games, but year 99. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. This was really good, a really good game for the PC specifically, because the graphics on this game were you know beyond the par of the consoles. This is the first time that I've seen cars that can shine, and like really shine and look as if they're real. For me at the time, specifically when I first got that 128 megabyte card, video card, and I put it in, and I put this game in, I was completely blown away by how good it looks. And again, you're driving like away from cops and racing at the same time is really fun. Right here you have NHL 2002, another NHL game. Um, just the basics if you guys are familiar with the sports games. One Must Fall Battlegrounds. This is a fighting game. One versus one fighting game. It's kind of like a futuristic suit fighting game where you wear different suits. It's based on an old series, One Must Fall, um, but where it used to be on the floppy disk. I never actually got to play it when it was on the floppy disks, but the graphics were very good. The game mechanics, though, it wasn't as great. It could have been much better, but it was a playable game. Powerboat Racing. This is just one of those arcadey racing stylish games. Where you're a powerboat racing inside, on the waters or on the waves. It's just one of those crazy games. It was a fun one. Nothing spectacular though. Prince of Persia 3D. This is what started the Prince of Persia series. Basically, well, not really started it, but the 3D version of Prince of Persia, where the one you're more familiar with. But it wasn't, the character was not as agile as he is now. Obviously, the graphics were not as good as it is now. Obviously, but you had the sword. You had the fact that you can jump from place to place, climb certain things, but everything was at a slower pace. It was a fun game though. I actually enjoyed this one. And the cutscenes surprisingly were very well done at the time. The CGI was pretty good. Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. This is the third installment of Prince of Persia, or I guess you can kind of think of it as the second installment compared to the modern Prince of Persia's. But if you're including 3D, then this is the third one. So Prince of Persia: Warrior Within, it didn't get that much that many good ratings. It got pretty bad ratings, or like a 7 or something like that. But I really enjoyed it a lot, and at the time I didn't actually look at ratings, so I wasn't really, So when I looked at the ratings now, I was actually surprised because I remember nothing but good times with this game. It was a fun game. It was very gruesome. You got to fight big bosses, kind of like they were like kind of look like this, and it's huge. You kind of jump on him and try to beat the crap out of the guy. But you guys already know Prince Persia. Fun game. Quake. You guys, if you don't know about Quake, you need to you need to get more familiar with gaming. Quake is basically one of the pioneers of the first-person shooter genre, and right now they came up with mods and whatnot. Like still people kind of play it if you still doing the mods and whatnot. Some people they change the environment to have like the Simpsons world, and you're fighting in that or you're shooting in that. It's a fun game, Quake. Obviously right now it's not going to be as fun because of what we have nowadays. But back in time, it was a really fun game. It had a lot of scary elements in it here and there, and yeah, it just it's a classic. What can I say? Rainbow Six. You guys already know about the Rainbow Six series. If you don't, it's just you basically go in a squad usually, or the story is usually based on like terrorists, and you have to capture the terrorists or take them out. And it's very tactical. You have to plan what you're going to be doing, and you got to go through windows, throw the flash grenade, throw the smoke grenades. I really enjoyed playing this one too. And now this one, Robot Arena. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show that was on. I think it was like on FX. Um, I don't know if it still plays anymore, but it was basically these people, they come and they build their own robots, and they put it in an arena, and then they control it with like a remote control to fight each other. And like they have like things like the saw coming, and then this thing right here like spikes, and they would go hit each other, and whoever breaks the other robot first wins. And this is basically like a recreation of that, and they recreated it very well. I was a fan at the time of that type of that show, or of these types of shows. And so when I actually found a game like this, I was like, whoa, let me get this right now. And it was fun. You get to customize your own robot, make it from head to toe, and then bring it out to the battlefield and play it out. And I enjoyed it a lot at the time. Roller Coaster Tycoon. This is actually my sister's. I didn't actually get to play this, but it's just it's one of those building games where you build like your own. It's kind of like Sim City, where you build your own amusement park, and you try to make revenue depending on how good you made the park. You add roller coasters, you add specific roller coasters with the highest point, or you make like a flip or a loop or whatever. You create everything from head to toe, and based on your creation, you can get more. Like more people would come to the park, and you can earn more money. My sister knows more about it. She's the one who used to play it, but it wasn't really mine. All right, Sega Smash Pack 2. I think this is just like a combination of a whole bunch of Sonic games. I think it included Sonic CD and Sonic and Knuckles, and it's a whole bunch of Sonic games. You guys already know about Sonic. This one, Silent Hill 2.